Across America, too many of our heroes return home only to face another battle, the fight for stable housing. Veterans are overrepresented in the homeless population, often caught in a system that is complex, slow, and full of barriers. At VetMentors, we're changing that narrative. For over 20 years, we've been boots on the ground, not just identifying the problem, but building real solutions. That's why we created the U.S. Military Veterans Educational and Resource Guide book series, a groundbreaking collection designed to educate, equip, and empower. These guidebooks are written not only for veterans, but also for the communities, organizations, and leaders who serve them. From step-by-step housing models to funding strategies, this series gives social workers, case managers, realtors, and first responders the tools they need to act with speed, dignity, and impact. VetMentors believes housing is not charity. It's a mission, a responsibility, and a pathway to restoring honor. Every guidebook in this series is a resource designed to make sure no veteran is left behind, and no community has to say, "We didn't know how to help." This is how we turn challenges into victories. I'm Yvette Jones Swanson, Army veteran, CEO of VetMentors LLC, and I invite you to join us in rewriting the story for America's veterans.
Hello, everybody. Hey, St. Louis in the house. St. Louis is in the house. Welcome to Chi-Town. Oh, you all should have the same weather we have here. Hey, everybody over there on TikTok. Welcome in YouTube. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. Oh my God. Welcome, everybody. And you know what? I would be remiss if I didn't say Happy New Year. I'm so glad God saw us through this, because and not to say that this year is going to be much better. The year of Jubilee, the year of, let me see, I have my notes this time. Because I'm telling you, with all that's going on in homeless veterans housing and helping people around the country help veterans, because that's what you guys say you want to do. Man, that's a lot of work. There's nothing easy about being a solopreneur. Yeah, I have a graphic artist, and he does much more than graphic art, but the heavy stuff all lies upon me. You know, not only do I have to know this stuff, which thank God I do. I've been in this in this market of housing homeless veterans for over 22 years. And I have to stay on top of things and then recreate things, because, you know, as we had COVID, and COVID just turned my whole world upside down. I had COVID, and I had a stroke after COVID, and I couldn't house and talk about housing. What do you call me? You're my brother, my little brother. Yeah, my security. Because when I was out showing houses, I had to have someone with me, or going out to see a new property. I had to have, I'm a woman. You hear about women veterans getting offs because of, no security. So always secure yourself. Happy New Year indeed. Thank you. And thank you so much for being here. So I want to stick with my notes today, because I normally don't take notes and talk about it in this type of sequential manner that I want to talk about today, because I have so much to say, and having so much to say in such little time, it doesn't give me a whole lot of time. Let me see what Daniel said. I've been in a HUD-VASH voucher approved apartment. I chose here for 5 months now. It took me 2 years and 3 months to finally get it. And you know what? I'm so glad you said that, because that's why I'm here to teach and train. I am a realtor and I have been housing homeless veterans. I've housed over 5,000 homeless veterans. And the process and the system that I created for myself, I'm now showing that to the general public. And how do I do that? With my publications. Go buy a book. If you are a realtor and you just heard Danielle, let me see, Danielle or Daniel, let me see. I want to say it right. I don't like to be butchering people's names. Daniel. So Daniel said he had a HUD voucher for two and 2 years and 3 months and couldn't find housing. You want to know why, Daniel? You want to know why? Because our market, our real estate professionals aren't set up or schooled or educated on how to house homeless veterans. They want to do things the same old lame old way because they don't know the federal laws. Go get the book. Realtors, get both of these books. And then by you just buying my book, I'll put you in my private group where I teach you all of this stuff. But I'm not just going to be saying this on no public platform, because I've tried to teach before publicly in a class and y'all just don't want to learn. So that's why I created a private group. And those who purchase my book, though, you guys are telling me that you're serious and you want to learn, so you're invited to my private group. Otherwise, you come here and you hear me talk about what's going on, boots on the ground, and that you can buy my publication so you can learn and then get in my private group. See how it goes around and around? Somebody sent me, let me see. Hey, y'all over here on TikTok. I don't see any more questions, comments, or concerns. So I am going to jump in. Daniel says, oh, Daniel, let me see. Daniel says, AKA, oh, I don't know what that is. Dan something. As seen on KTVI Channel 2 News Hero of the Month Award. Okay, so somebody got the Hero of the Month award. Congratulations! Push them up. I know how that is. I love it. Who got that? Who got the award? Well, let me talk about it. So, my name is Yvette Jones Swanson, and I am the National Veterans Homeless Housing Advocate, Realtor, consultant, and government and I'm professional service in the GovCon space. I hold 15 certifications from federal, county, state, just to say, hey, she's a service disabled veteran-owned small business owner. Whoop, whoop. Veteran-owned small business owner, woman-owned small business, minority business. I mean, just the whole gamut of an alphabet soup. Just to say you filled out all of these forms and you qualify and you are who you say you are. You've done what you said you've done, and hey, here's your certification. Thank you. Just like all of those awards behind my head, all of this stuff. Woman, what was it? 25 women veteran leaders in 2025 by the Illinois Department of Veteran Affairs. Let me turn it around for y'all to see up here. I don't know which way is which, but that's one of my awards from the Illinois Department of Veteran Affairs for 2025. 25 women veteran leaders in 2025. And I also received in 2025 the President's Award from Main Street Organization of Realtors, because like I said, I am a realtor and I have been housing homeless veterans for over 22 years, have secured housing for them for over 5,000 homeless veterans. And I teach you how to do the same through publication and education. So if you buy any of my publications, in my bio right over here in the comment section, and you show me that you have purchased my publications, any of them that you want to learn, you're serious about this, then I bring you into my private group. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Hello, just found your channel. Guess, guess. But I'm in Illinois, but my company VetMentors is nationwide. And we're in, I believe now, 39 states with advocates and homeless veterans who have been either housed or information resources have been sent to them for housing. Thanks for joining. I hope you stick around and also click like and share. Let me see. I've been meeting and finding unhoused, displaced, homeless veterans for 28 years now. Since nights you've been, I know, right? So I was one of them. Maybe you met me. I was a homeless female veteran from 1987, okay, to 1993 and got it together. No planning of my own. It's just that when I became a realtor and I didn't find a community until I found the veterans community. And I'm like, what is more of us? I had no idea because I wasn't going to the VA. The VA didn't even have me service connected. I kept submitting my claims and they kept denying my claims. So all these years that I'm also housing homeless veterans, I'm a veteran without a service connection. But I know how important it is for veterans to get service connected so we won't be homeless. So we won't be without glasses or cranial prosthetics like I have on my head, or going to the VA for services, mental health services. I had none of that. I was just a homeless female veteran due to domestic violence. It was ridiculous. It was horrible. So when I became a realtor and found the veterans community, I stayed. And I've been here over 22 years. I taught within the VA. I'm a card carrying. Hold on, let me see. Let me get my card here that the VA issued to me. As a volunteer, I can go inside the VA and conduct all of these workshops that I'm talking to you about. I did that. And that's me in these pictures up here with my, let me show y'all over here so y'all can see a little better on YouTube to see who you all are facing right now. And I'm a solopreneur, so if it's taking a little while for you guys to see these pictures, that's because I'm holding a book in my hand and I'm tapping with the other one. Dag, I don't even see those pictures, so then there they are. So anyway, this is me and my team. I would take a team to the VA, to the CRRC, and we would conduct what's in this book. This book is the third edition, Veterans Buying Real Estate Guide for Today's Market. And I don't see any of my pictures. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm going to have to upload some more pictures, but this book is, all of my books are in my bio. So let's get back to what I wrote down to talk about today. Thank y'all over here on TikTok. I see all those hearts flying. I appreciate that. And all of these comments and questions over here. Somebody said, okay, cool. Okay, that's the new person. Thank you so much. And then Daniel said, let's climb the VA federal ladder together. I know that's right. We all got to have our 100%. I've had 2 heart attacks and unending challenges. USA Army Infantry Combat, 11 Bravo, honorably discharged vet, and he was a homeless veteran. This is how, thank you for your service, brother. This is how we're treated, and people don't want to hear about it. All people want to say is, we shouldn't have homeless veterans. What's the government doing about homeless veterans? Well, I can tell you about that too. Let me get to this, what I wrote down, because I believe I'm going to talk about the money part when people say, what is the government doing about it? Yeah, parts of our government are horrific, like the parts when we walk into the VA, into homeless veterans, a homeless walk-in, and they tell us, oh, you don't qualify for nothing, and send us right back out the door homeless with no resources. And the social worker didn't even have the decency or the courtesy to say, let me see if there is another organization within our community that I can pick up the phone and call for you. And that's too much work. And it's too much like rights. So that's why I wrote all of these books. I click the link over here on YouTube and everything. That's why I wrote all of these books for all of these populations, because I've worked with all of these populations over 22 years. I train social workers, case managers, and human care professionals at the VA, at various social service agencies throughout the city of Chicago and surrounding suburbs, because they didn't know how to house homeless veterans, and they still don't. They don't. You give a veteran a HUD-VASH voucher and say, okay, go ahead, go about your merry way, go find yourself someplace to live. I got another veteran. Next. And you're out there with the golden ticket. This is our HUD-VASH, our moving papers for Chicago. You're holding the golden ticket that'll pay for your rent. Investors need to know this, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Realtors need to know how to work effectively with you with the funding that the government has awarded you via your federal benefits. But then you get out there in the community, and these uneducated realtors who don't know this system are saying, oh, well, we need a blood check. I'm just saying, because it's all ridiculous. You know, they don't want your blood, but it feels that way when you're being denied at every corner you're turning. And when you're being denied, I say this all the time, you're being denied the use of your federal benefits. Just because they don't know. So true. Hey, Chris, thank you so much, brother, for being on. And you know, man, this fight is never ending. It's never ending. And I continue to press this forward, just shake the trees as much as possible, because it's still happening. It's still going on. We have investors who can buy properties, who own properties, but they don't know the power that they have, and the synergies that they can create, and the lives that they can save. So that's who I'm looking for. If you are an investor, if you are someone who said, I want to house homeless veterans, but I just don't know how. Well, your first step is to go to my library. In my bio up here on TikTok, and in the notes section here on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, just go to my online bookstore on my website and buy some books and start learning, because this is an area that you don't know, and you're not gonna know. You're not gonna know. If you knew, you would have been doing it a long, long time ago. If you knew right now, then you would know how to access over $900 million that's been awarded to 411 organizations across the country. If you knew how, then I would suspect that's what you're doing. But if you don't know how, I want to engage you in clicking a link and going to buy a book. One of my books came out #1 on Amazon top new releases in United States military veterans history. And this book is, y'all can even see it over here. Oh, shoot. And then I sold the book. The ladies, I can't wait until Amazon delivers. I'm like, oh, lady, that's my last book. I don't even buy books in bulk. So anyway, the name of this book is A Guide to Veteran Shared Living Models. And this book is in my bio. So you can go get this book. If you're somebody who says, I want to house homeless veterans, then learn how. Learn how. And I want to just make another disclaimer to those of you who are saying, oh, I want her to be my mentor. Okay, then go buy some books, and I will invite you to my private group, and then you can learn more, and then we can have intellectual conversations about these processes and procedures and housing homeless veterans as an entrepreneur, because that's what you are. The government isn't saying, hey, can you house these veterans for free? No. The government has issued thousands of HUD-VASH vouchers that you people can't even use because you don't have the information. Go get the book and join my private groups. And then the government said, you know what? We're going to award, and this happens every year. That's why I've been successful in real estate for over 22 years working with homeless veterans. It's because I know where the money is. You can't, yes, hold on. The link is in the comments section. I'm going to put it in there again. It's in the comments section. If I knew how to, let me see, link it and, star. Okay, so now it's a star next to it. Thank you for, I purchased this book. I just have to read it. Okay, then that's where your education comes in. It's not by osmosis, even though I wish a lot of things were. I was up today. I'm teaching a group of investors how to go through the process of using the HUD-VASH voucher, because it is a process. People think they're just going to come in the market and start housing homeless veterans. I've seen a lot of investors fail. I've created a lot of millionaire investors. And so I know the importance of education. So let me get to it. I do want to keep the money out. This is my money folder right here. Oh, again, my name is Yvette Jones Swanson, and I am the Veterans Homeless Housing at the National Veterans Homeless Housing Advocate, Realtor, consultant, and professional services in the government contracting space. I house and I teach you how to house homeless veterans from homeless through their transition to home ownership, to becoming investors themselves. Guess what? Using their VA loan to becoming business owners. Because when you're an investor, you're in business. I've been doing that for over 22 years and have saved so many lives. That was my first. You have to be able to save your life first before you can go back and save others. So I've done that, and I'm very proud of that too. Hold on, let me see. Daniel says, salute, same here. I used the 2 years of COVID lockdown to research the claims. Yes. I'm so happy for you. I'm at 90%. I just said I got to put in this. Hold on. My voucher actually expired after 6 months of waiting for my local housing authority to process it. Horrible nightmare. My federal VA counselors did not have a list of housing property owners. So you know what, Daniel, let me tell you something like this. There's a female veteran, and I'm surprised she's not on YouTube right now, in Charlottesville, Virginia. She was issued her HUD-VASH voucher. Her home was fraudulently stolen from her. She's 72. So her home was fraudulently stolen by some crook, and she became homeless. That was in January of 25. It took from January to March for the Charlottesville Housing Authority to issue her moving papers. They gave her a list of 31 private owners and landlords. I have that same list because I sent all of them an email as her advocate here in Illinois. Nobody approved her. So from March to November, she's applied for she and her caregiver applied for 3 or 4 units because they said, yeah, you can apply. You have to pay, and you are still denied, because before the pen hit the paper, she was already denied due to credit score. They knew that due to things on her background in the credit file. So everything was just denied. So as a result of that, her voucher was terminated. And guess what? She's still homeless with her caregiver. It wasn't until 2 weeks ago when we emailed, I had her call and email, I emailed Tunnels to Towers to say, hey, I know y'all got some more money. She still needs help. We're still in this together, right? So they came through and now and a short-term um motel, hotel motel, days in, stay in, long in, one of those ends, but still no vouchers. So now we're working with the some legal force for fair housing. So this has gone all the way up to even the senator's office, even though they stopped responding. It's ridiculous how we're treated as veterans, and we're the ones who put us, me right there, right here. We're the ones who put on the uniforms, and we can't we're protecting you, and we come home and we can't get anybody's protection, because now everybody's thinking we have PTSD and we gonna do something to you. Really? We have this because things have been done to us. We're in this position because there's things that we can't handle, but we can with a little bit of help. We got the benefits, but we have too many blockades, too many roadblocks, too many gatekeepers. So, and for 22 years, I can admit, I was at the VA in Chicago, all the vet centers in Chicago City Colleges, Cook County Corrections, the Federal Bureau of Prisons, because we have veterans who are being what they leave the jail. I forgot the word. I had a stroke, so that's my excuse. So they have to have a place to come home to if they don't have a home. So that's where transitional housing comes in. Guess what? There's funding for that. So let me get back to this because I could talk about this stuff all day. So I'm going to talk about today. My show is called Boots on the Ground, because I've been boots on the ground for over 22 years. I had to get boots on the ground when I had to house myself out of homelessness. I never had an apartment before. And around this time, the winter time, is when I really get um, uh, in my head, because it brings back so many memories of when I was homeless in Chicago in the wintertime, sleeping in my little Camaro. Camaros aren't comfortable. The seat goes all the way back. I can recall, but I kept having to turn. You got that little add a stick shift, 5-speed, so that's there. The brake is up right there. So it's not a very comfortable sleep. In addition to that, I'm always parked in a public place, cold because I can't keep the car running. I didn't have much money. So this time of year, I'm just reminded of all of that. Um, and my levels of anxiety increase. So I have to find things to soothe my mind and just make it peaceful. So why this matters? Winter, it matters to me because I was a homeless female veteran. And when I speak to another homeless veteran and they're telling me their stories, it all resurfaces. It just all resurfaces. And that's one reason I've been in this community so long, because it keeps resurfacing. I don't want to take myself out of it. I tried to do that before. And God was like, nope, nope, that's where you belong. What's the question? Hold on, Daniel. I can't even get back up there. One moment. Anyone else still getting her live broadcast? Oh, I'm still here. I hope you have it. What's one myth about veteran homelessness you want to debunk? That veterans, I have a whole article on that mission roll call. You should go read it. I'm a writer, national writer on veterans homelessness and housing for missionrollcall.org. Let me put that in the chat too. I hope it comes up. www. Yeah, go read it. Missionrollcall.org. Yeah, that will. Oops, that's not it. Just go to it. I won't put it in there again because I have OCD. .org. Yeah, go read my article. We didn't want to be homeless. Okay. Let me see. That's the what's the big question? What funding opportunities exist for veteran housing projects? A lot. A lot. My money folder right here. If you were in my group, I will send this to you. Otherwise, I'm just answering a question. It's over $4 billion in the homeless veterans community right now. Okay, that was me. Mission Road. How can viewers support this cause after the live show? Go to my library and get some books and learn. Okay, let me see. A lot of older vets have given up on getting benefits. They have, I know. Tell me about it. Let me show you this picture. This was one of the veterans who I housed, one of the most senior homeless veterans, Mr. Adele Smith. He was born in 1931. Right, him and his wife. We were sitting at a closing when he bought his house. 1931. He was in the Korean War, the Cold War. He said when he got out of that war, he had polio. But he lived his life because he kept getting denied. He didn't get nothing. Not until he met me and my team is when he got service connected. Because nobody is, it is ridiculous. Okay. So grateful for this discussion. Thank you for raising awareness. My pleasure. Thank you, all of y'all. Man, y'all just coming out the woodworks. Thank you for advocating for homeless veterans. This truly matters. Yeah, I'm hungry now. Love how you're turning policy into real action on the ground. Thank you. My realization is that choosing the candidates for housing selections is necessary for successful occupancy and transition out of homelessness. So, choosing the candidates for housing selections is necessary for successful occupancy and transition out of homelessness. I don't even know what all that means. I don't even know what all that means. I would have to break each part of that down. Hey, Tarita, I still haven't heard from Mr. Middleton to get him over that furniture and that bed. We have a senior veteran right now living in an apartment, and I know his social worker, and I've known his social worker for years, and I say he's useless. He was useless back then, and he's useless now. Yeah. The social workers, the ones who really want to work, are the ones who take time to learn and then take time to take action. And this one is not one. So now we're advocating. I put a GoFundMe out to raise money for him a bed. So one of the female veterans over on TikTok, she found a place that can deliver. She also has furniture to donate to him. So we'll be getting him some stuff as soon as he answers his phone. Okay, I spent 2 years and 3 months trying to figure out the process on my own without someone like her helping me. It's rough. It is rough. I'm telling you, it is rough. Nobody was there to help me either. So that's why I stay. I had this badge right here. This badge allowed me access to go inside the VA to conduct my workshops. I conducted over 200 workshops at the Forest Park Vet Center outside of Chicago. Hey, AS&M Quality Home Care. And thank y'all for the hearts over here. And veterans, I remember we had a meeting and, oh, that's not plugged in. We had a meeting and we had a workshop. Oh, shoot. Hold on. I got to go charge I'll show you the flyer of the workshop. One moment. Oh, this is not even on. So TikTok, y'all were gonna lose me in four bars. Right. So I used to conduct workshops. What book is it in? I think it's in the social worker book. Yeah. So I used to conduct workshops at the vet centers. This was in 2013, August 1st, 2013, Veterans Housing and Resource Fair. This one right here. And then veterans kept calling me, and the social workers kept calling me. Well, I have some veterans, they didn't get a chance to attend. I want to send the program managers. I'm going to send some of our social workers to that. Can you? When are you having another one? It was so much pressure because there were so many homeless. This was 2013. This 2013, August 1st, 2013, right? So now I said, okay, well, let me give y'all a month. So September, continue marketing. And then October 17th, 2013, just 2 months later, I had another one. Let me read this to you. This was at the Vet Center at 1515 South Harlem Avenue in Forest Park. It's called the Forest Park Vet Center now. Veterans Housing and Resource Fair. This free housing and resource fair is for rental units and purchases, homeless, relocating, and transitional veterans, veterans in need of additional housing services, included but not limited to utility assistance. Oh, I put that in the wrong one. Okay, good. Now that's charging. That was all discombobulated. So veterans in need of additional housing services, including but not limited to utility assistance, rental assistance, furniture and furnishings, cash paying veterans, HUD-VASH, and vets receiving other housing supportive services are all welcome. Veterans, please bring your state ID or driver's license, VA, your medical card, and proof of income. And this was held Thursday, October 17th, 2013. The first one was held August 1st, 2013 at the vet centers. And then I took it around to the other vet centers after they say, oh, she's good. Oh, she's getting veterans housed over there and we need her too. So 2015, here's another one. This one is at one of the municipalities in the South Suburb. This one was at, what municipality is this? South Holland. So this was in 2015. So my position in the community has always been not only to advocate, but also to teach. So now the way I teach is you buy a book, you buy all the books. I call it the Encyclopedia of U.S. Military Veterans Educational and Resources Guidebook Series. There are 10 books in the series right now. You want to learn how to house homeless veterans through their transition. You might want to be an operator for a veteran shared housing model. And I say shared housing, I don't call it transitional because some of them may not be transitional, especially if you want to house senior veterans or veterans with disabilities or, veterans with cognitive or TBIs, and they have nowhere else to go. They don't want to be in a nursing home. They don't have family, but they have resources so that they can be in your veteran shared model home. But you have to learn how to put that together. So go get a book from my bio. Let me see. Have you considered putting together regional realty property owners who will accept our HUD-VASH vouchers locally in states? That's what I'm doing right now, Daniel. So everybody who buys my book, they are on the map here, and they are invited to my private community where I teach them how to do it. How, if they are a realtor, they got to go buy the real estate book. They got to buy the realtor's book so that they'll understand our veterans community. And as a realtor, they'll understand how to talk to these investors to let them know we're good people. Plus, we come with funding. But they have to learn those in-depth conversations. And I do have an intensive class where I'm teaching them in about 2 weeks. My coach is telling me to do so much. So it will be a very comprehensive class to let them know that it's okay to accept a HUD-VASH voucher by this veteran. And I got another veteran in New York. Her voucher is $4,000. The realtor who she found is trying to charge her $7,000 to house her using her HUD-VASH voucher. So with this case, then I got another call from an investor in New York. She is she's a doctor or a nurse? She's in the medical profession. So she wants to do housing in New York. So getting past these realtors straight to the investors is what I've been doing over 22 years. I don't work with realtors in the community because they always have something different to say. And that difference is that person is denied. So I go straight to the investor. And that's who I teach how to do this. I've had over 2,000 investors in my database at any given time when I was on the top of housing homeless veterans. Now I'm educating. I'm not out there opening doors, and I'm educating y'all nationwide. Oh, y'all can't even see the map. Nationwide. I just had to show TikTok the map back there. So as a realtor, and I'm also an instructor, I'm a licensed real estate instructor. I wrote this class for realtors, and this class was approved, and the book were both approved by the IDFPR. That's the Illinois Department Rules and Financial Regulations, something like that, to teach. But at the time, they said, well, we're not going to have any more classes, and we only do 1 6-hour, and this is too long. This information is too much to be a 3-hour class. It's just too much, especially if the realtor has never worked with the veteran before, if the realtor has never worked with HUD-VASH before, if a realtor has never had a conversation with an investor based on the federal guidelines. Oh, yeah. So it's a lot to, and then, you know, I've worked with a lot of realtors, and they want to treat veterans like, I mean, it's just awful. You know, they would, Yvette, I want to refer this veteran to you. I don't want any commission split. Okay. Well, what is the veteran working with? Oh, I really don't know. So you want to just push a person off to me because you're unwilling to learn. I got you. And I won't be splitting nothing because it's a lot of work when you don't know, and especially if a veteran does not have his or her resources. That's where the government comes in, and that's where all of this money, this $900 million, is for. I'll tell you right now, is for 200. It's okay. The Department of Veteran Affairs on August 27, 2025, announced more than $818 million in grants to 235 organizations across the country to help veterans who are homeless or at risk of being homeless. $818 million. 235 organizations right here. And then September, the next month later, the government said, you know what? The United States Department of Veteran Affairs announced on Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025, it will distribute $84 million in grants to an additional 176 organizations tackling homelessness across the United States. So now, if I get a referral for a homeless veteran who has no resources, what am I to do? What am I to do? I'm to find them their resources so that they can use those resources for housing. And those same organizations refer homeless veterans to me for housing. So not only do I know where the money is, but I also know where the veterans come from with the housing resources. Too much information. Too much information. Let's go to Washington and testify to streamline this elongated process. I know. It is. And that's why I say people have to learn. I understand that the percentage portion paid is based on a federal income by single zip codes. Well, the tenant portion is not just based on the zip code, it's based on your ability to pay. So if you haven't, and I've had some veterans, they had zero tenant portion to pay because they had probably zero income or just 10 or 20, 30% service connection, or they might have had a, now, even if they have the $967 or $1,100 some dollars Social Security, they still have a tenant portion. So it goes by the income and your ability to pay. It's a checklist that they use. How much do you owe? How much do you make? And all of that. And then it's either 30, 40, or 50%. I don't get into that detail. That's based on the housing authority where you are once you approve. Thanks for these amazing conversations. I have two great local federal VA HUD-VASH counselors who will go with me. All right, good. I wrote some congressional letters and I wrote a bill. Hopefully that bill gets passed and we won't have these dilemmas anywhere in the country. I'm on Social Security. Daniel, you are a hoot. You are a hoot. Are rated. Where do you rate it? What do you rate? Okay, so now why this matter? So whose responsibility? So people say we shouldn't have homeless veterans, and I think I touched on this a little bit. And people will say, "What's this? The government's responsibility?" But I'm showing you all of this money that the veterans are receiving through HUD-VASH. I mean, this is rent to be paid, rent. Not on veterans share living models, not in transitional. The HUD-VASH is used and a lease is created. Then you have all of the money that has been distributed to these SSVF organizations. Those are supportive services for veteran families and other organizations that receive grants and per diems. That's a lot of money floating around our community that nobody knows how to get to and how to get activated. Well, that's how I survived all these years as a realtor and all the national, the locals and my office. Yay, that you're doing such a good job. Here's an award. Here's an award for your good behavior. I'm like, what? This is the duplicatable system nationwide. What I do here in Chicago have housed over 5,000 homeless veterans. You could do it in your city and your state. As a realtor, as a concerned citizen, as a social worker, case manager, human care professional. I mean, what is it that you want? If you are an investor, don't you want your units filled with guaranteed cash flow? I'm sure of it, but you're working with a realtor who can't communicate that to you. So she or he is telling you, well, we're going to do a credit check. We're going to do a background check. And you know what? They're a veteran too. So we might as well get a mental health check. Let's see if we could do that because something may be wrong with them. And you got to be careful with these veterans. Yeah, I've heard all that before. I said, you know what? Don't worry about me calling you again. I'll just go find more investors. Yeah. So and I really want my realtor colleagues to learn this. Let me show y'all this. We went to let me see if it's on here. We went to the state of Illinois. We were for lobby day, and lobby day was to talk to. This was at the state level to say, hey, we really want you to vote on this because this would help our community, the water bill, the electric, and zoning, whatever the case. I forgot, not zoning. I forgot what it was, but I'm like, oh, I could just strangle somebody because nobody ever talks about how we're going to protect our veterans. Really? But you want to have Veterans Day? Thank you for your service. But you can't even, as a realtor, you can't even say, come on, let me take your hand. I got 2 units over here to show you. And either one you want, you already approved, even before you hit the door. That's how I roll. It doesn't take all of those doors closed because you have these misconceptions about who these veterans are. I'll prove
A
it
lot
to
of
you.
realtors are walking this way, and I'm just going to ask if they know how to house homeless veterans. Do you know how to house homeless veterans?
No.
Okay.
I sadly do not.
I do not, but I would love to learn.
I do not. I do not, but I would like to know how. The answer to that is no.
No. Do you know how to house homeless veterans?
I do not.
I do not.
Do you know how to house a homeless veteran?
He's a veteran and he would be
Come
homeless
here.
if I did not house.
Oh, look at
Okay. We're here at the Capitol, Illinois State Capitol. This is the lobby day for realtors. And I did make an announcement on the bus about my 3-hour course that I wrote to teach realtors how to work effectively with a homeless veteran. Just because the veteran is homeless doesn't mean they don't have resources to use to get housed or to get anything else they need, because they do. But how do you get to those resources to help that homeless veteran get housed? I've got the class, and it'll be out soon.
Well, the class was approved, but I could never teach it in the classroom. So now you can buy the book and join my private group, and I will be having workshops and intensives to teach you how to do it. My coach told me, he said, Yvette, how long have you been housing homeless veterans? I told him. He said, what was your average earnings for those years? And I told him, he said, you've generated a 7-figure income as a realtor, housing homeless veterans, using the funds that are in the community to house homeless veterans. Housing homeless veterans is a business. They have to move somewhere. So when the voucher is accepted by an investor, they're going to receive a lease, and that lease is dollars and cents every single month that's going to come directly to their bank account. While this veteran can now work on his or her benefits to get to that 100%, go back to school if they so desire, go to the dentist, please, because now you can go. Go get your cranial prosthetics. Y'all like my new wig? This is a cranial prosthetic because of anxiety and depression. My hair falls out, and when it gets to a certain point, I just cut it all off. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So this is a prosthetic that's one of our, guess what? Federal benefits. So now that this veteran is in your unit and you're receiving that rent, and this veteran is now thriving because he or she now has his 100% service connection disability. Hopefully they found me to be a great mentor and bought a book and joined my group, my private group, so that they can learn how to correct their credit situation. That's what we teach in our workshops. Credit, just everything. Taxes, your will, who's going to be your beneficiary, estate planning. We have all of that in the workshops that we were doing, I took my teams to the VA every single month. In 1 year, we were at a different vet center in the VA every single week. We were at a different location every single week. Included with that is city colleges on a Saturday. That's how many veterans would come and show up to all of these events in different locations. We would have rooms full of veterans looking to learn and get this information so that they can live better lives. We are beneficiaries, guys, of Uncle Sam. So all of these federal benefits, keep applying, keep fighting. I mean, I just looked up one day and I got 50%. I'm like, what? Oh my God, it just took a weight off me. But then they're like, Yvette, no, we got to get you to 100. So now I'm at 90. And it took from 1984 to 2019. And I was still in the community, no benefits whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I was on Obamacare. Before Obamacare, I was on the state medical welfare health system. I was a civilian. I was a veteran living a civilian life. I had no benefits, none. But I knew the importance of education. Wish we could chat offline. I don't do all that chatting. This is the most people get from me. It's around that time. But join my community, buy some books, and you'll have more access to me. Do you come? If I'm hired to come to Indiana, I will come to Indiana. What do you need in Indiana, my dear? And thanks for being here, Shantae Renee on Facebook. Hey, what are y'all talking about over here on TikTok? So anyway, let me get back into this. So why this matter? So let me see, benefits and resources. Whose responsibility is it to help veterans? Whose responsibility is it? If you can curve your lips to say we shouldn't have homeless veterans, then you should be taking responsibility to help do something about that. And now you can. Another plug for my publications. Go to my website and pick up any book. You can pick up the book Finding Home. That was me coming home from the military. Didn't have anywhere to go. Buy the book, educate yourself. I'm proof it's worth it. Okay, thank you so much. So, who's responsible? Why can't you do it as a concerned citizen? You can. You can. I tested this theory out for an entire year, for the whole 2024. I tested and through 2025, but I started testing this theory. I said, I wonder if I can help homeless veterans in other locations besides Chicagoland. I can do Chicago with my eyes closed. I know where everything is, but can I help other veterans? So I tested the theory and started advertising. If you're a homeless veteran, let me know. I want to help you find your resources. That's the book Finding Home, a nationwide resource guide to helping homeless veterans. That's the title of the book. So this is a female veteran Marine in Hawaii who received resources from me sitting in a chair here in Chicago, and said, oh, there's a resource on the list that she was in contact with the year before. When she called them from the list, they said, oh, we're trying to contact you. And we approved you. Hey, I go to Crown Point. You work at, yeah, I can come to Crown Point. I'm a federal contractor. We would just have to do a contract for me to come. Buy the book, educate yourself. Yes. So then more veterans started contacting me, and a young man, Army in Las Vegas, he was a single dad of a 2-year-old daughter, contacted me. And then he contacted me back to show me his apartment. And he said the next day they're coming to bring furniture from another resource. Akron, Ohio. And this is how I got the contract to write for a mission roll call. Akron, Ohio. One of the relatives who works at Akron, Ohio, has a brother who was discharged, and he stayed where he was discharged from, and that was out of the country. When it was time for him to come back, he didn't have resources to come home to. So if you have no resources to come home to, where are you going to be? If you have no resources, you don't have any resources from the VA. I don't care if you are a veteran. If you haven't applied for anything, they're not going to say, well, come and get it. You have to submit applications. And he hadn't done that, so he didn't have any benefits. So I sent the sister the information for him. Now he has his CDL. No, CDL. Is it this CDL license? No, not CDL. He was able to get his driver's license, and now he's got his PERK card. So now he has a job. So now, since he's getting stable, now he can go, and I referred him over to a private VSO because he's still considered homeless because he does not have his a release in his name. So he's still considered a homeless veteran. So this organization called SOS, Louis is his name, Frias, Frias, I believe. Louis, if I'm butchering up your name, if you're there, please put it in the chat. His company, SOS, they do VSO work to assist homeless is the key word, veterans in getting their claims submitted and working with them until they become 100% service connected. One of the female veterans, I should have looked this up before I got on, but hey, he texted me maybe 3 weeks ago to say, hey, that one of the veterans you referred to me is now 100%. And you know, the sparkly, I'm like, yes, which one? Yes. Because she was a homeless female veteran in not good shape. So that's what we do here. So yeah. So Shantae, I would definitely come and conduct some workshops there, but it would definitely have to be it could be on a small purchase contract. So yeah, everybody can help. Social workers, that was the next thing. That was the next one on my list. Social workers, better social workers and case managers. So social workers learn how to better navigate the community in finding resources and advocating for homeless veterans. You can do that. It doesn't take, the way I teach you, it won't take you but a minute once you read the book. Thanks for that, Jose. Once you read the book. And then I have here realtors. Man, you know, I got an award this year from the Main Street Organization of Realtors 2025. I got the President's Award for outstanding service and dedication, time so generously given to Main Street Organization of Realtors. Well, thank you for that award. It would have been best if I was hired to teach the class too. And if you have a brokerage anywhere in the country, you can hire me to teach your agents, to teach the social workers, case managers. You are an investor. Start investing in yourself and buy my books so you can come into my free community. Yes. So I have a whole lot of other stuff here. Investors, community leaders, advocates, Advocates, what do advocates do? And I have a ton of advocates who will be learning to do exactly what I'm telling you right now. The advocates in the community who have purchased my books again will be able to set up and conduct workshops and events. Because who doesn't want information about how to house homeless veterans? Who doesn't want guidance on how to set up their business in housing homeless veterans? And I'm not saying just an LLC. I'm a contractor, and I work with other GovCons, government contractors. And as a veteran who come into this type of work, who sets up an LLC and get registered in sam.gov so that you can get paid, you can apply, you can submit bids, you can submit proposals for these grants that are coming out once you have established your veterans care, your veterans shared living model homes. I don't even know if should I talk about. So I am also on the board of executive directors for the Elite SDVOB Illinois. SDVOB stands for Service Disabled Veteran Owned Business. And I'm on that board of directors, on that executive board of directors who will be in the community to engage not only veterans, veteran business owners, and also the entities and the companies that want to hire your business. Not you, your business. And your business has to be set up to be hired. And we show you the ropes on that. So I want to thank y'all for being here. I didn't even know I was on here for an hour and 7 minutes. I'm going to stay on TikTok once I end the live stream on YouTube. Let me show y'all some more videos. And also go and watch more videos and share with other veterans and those professionals who say, I want to do veterans housing. So what we show you here is not just how to house a veteran, put a veteran in a bed, because a lot of people are doing that with transitional housing. And I'm not knocking anybody. We need all types of, but my platform is to help veteran business entrepreneurs who want to get into veterans housing, is to take you from but an entrepreneur into the government contracting space so that you can receive these contracts and grants and per diems. That's where, because this money, I probably should have told y'all how much money this was divvied up. So let's just take, somebody is here from Indiana. And I know Indiana, I spoke to Crown Point, and they said they only had one service provider for Crown Point, and that service provider wasn't accepting any more referrals. This was last year. And I'm like, well, that's not the only fish in that pond. And I believe they were talking about Volunteers of America. Correct me if I'm wrong. So Volunteers of America, they weren't doing any more intakes. But you not only have them, you also got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other organizations. Wait, you've got 2 pools of money for Volunteers of America. You've got Volunteers of America with money for Volunteers of America Midwest. You also have Volunteers of America Indiana. So they got 2 grants and per diems. So, but if social workers don't know where these organizations are, or philanthropy groups, it's a lot of different types of groups that are willing, able, and capable of funding various various opportunities for homeless veterans. But if you don't know where to go, then you're not serving those veterans properly. And I can't do it all. That's why I wrote the books and started the group. So don't refer any veterans to me. I'm going to send you right back to my bookstore. So, and then we have community leaders, just like the community leaders of the municipalities and mayors who invited me and my teams to go and conduct these workshops in townships like Park Forest. I was the vice chairman of the Veterans Commission for 5 years in the village of Park Forest. In Matson, I'm just trying to remember all the places where we went and conducted these workshops. In Richton Park, even at the VFW in Richton Park. And somebody had asked when was I coming back. I come anywhere. You just got to hire me to come. And Midlothian, South Holland, Posen, so all of those community leaders, they see the benefit in helping homeless veterans. And why not? Why not? That strengthens your community. You have low inventory because you've got beat up houses and don't nobody want to buy them because it's going to take too much money to fix them. Well, guess what? The VA has what's called, well, not the VA, one of our benefits through our VA loan is called the VA 203K renovation loan. So veterans can buy an ugly house. Hey there. Veterans can buy an ugly house and use their VA 203K renovation loan to make it brand spanking new. One of our veterans I sold a house to some years back, her house burned from an electrical fire. Well, she had a brand new house when that was said and done. That wasn't using her VA 203K, but I'm just saying it's like that. If you find a house and you want it, have it rebuilt. Have it rebuilt. And that information is in this book, the 3rd edition Veterans Buying Guide for Today's Market. Oh, so I teach y'all that, but you got to read. I don't read and I don't come here and just telling the world all of this stuff because everybody's not really in tune or not really on the same level. And I know you will be when you buy some books and you engage in the community that I'm setting up. So I want to thank y'all for being here. Let me see. How I just talked about that. How can communities better coordinate existing resources? By learning, reading some books, hiring me as their consultant, as their strategist. Don't know what happened. I lost your live broadcast. I'm still here. I'm about to leave now, though. What gives you the most hope right now in this space? You going and buy some books. Let me show y'all one more video over here. That's what here's some. Okay. This is one of my awards from the Illinois Department of Veteran Affairs. Here's another one from Main Street Organization of Realtors. Y'all can even see that on TikTok. Well, I'm going to shut it down, but I do want to thank y'all for being here. If you have not clicked to like, to share, and to follow, hit that bell button over here on YouTube. Please do so, and please share this with your veteran community. Please, because we need all the help we can get. We need advocates nationwide to learn how to house these homeless veterans. And now I'm an open book. At first, I was just in Chicago. I'm like, ooh, yeah, thank you. I took a class with the VA Actionable office and retired colonel. She said, Yvette, how are people finding out about this? Now I'm like, I don't know. She said, tell them. I'm like, okay, you're right. The book you just had in your hand, can I buy it from that link? So which book? The social worker's book? Yeah, all of my books are in the link. Hold on, this social worker book. Hold on. Maybe that's the link. Yep, that's the link. Let me see if I have the book. This is a different profile than the one where I have all of my pictures on. And that's what's throwing me off. I usually will put the book picture. Well, here, oh, wait, nope, that's Finding Home. Love is, okay, here's the book store. Okay, so this green book, right to the, I don't know, the green book across from the Realtor's Blueprint. That's the book you should get. Oh, Buy a House. Oh, Veterans Home Buying Guide. So let me see. That one is up here to the top. Second, that's this book right here. Wait, get this. Let me get this. Hold on. I'm trying to do thing with two hands. So one moment, please. I got to get this off the screen. Okay, here's the book that you were talking about. Yep, I'm hot and I'm hungry. Grassroots housing. Grassroots. That's what this is. So I've been able to perfect what I'm doing at the VA, at all the vet centers, except for one in the Chicagoland area, because they said we don't get homeless veterans. That's not our population. I'm like, it's not just about homeless veterans. It's about veterans understanding their tax benefits, about veterans understanding, just the gamut of things. Credit, if they have a will, if they want a toady because they can't afford a trust. It's just a whole lot of things that I would take the team and go and do. Whatever the veteran community need, I found a professional who is reputable and typically a veteran in that same profession. At one point throughout the years, 100% of my colleagues would be veterans. Sometimes they weren't, but they were a good friend of a veteran, like from Fifth Third Bank, an attorney whose granddaddy was a veteran. So great evening, Yvette. Hey, Mel Johnson, thanks for showing up. So that's it. That's what's been going on all these years. And now I am here publicly to share this information. And you got, here's a recap of one of my.
My name is David Matthews. I just attended the credit repair workshop. I'm an Army veteran. The information was very informative. The home buying workshop is very informative and insightful. The staff was very professional, courteous. And I mentioned this to one of my colleagues at work, and he's also a Navy veteran, I believe. And he was also able to, with the help of Yvette, purchase a house. I went to his barbecue. He's loving it, and he's reaching out to other veterans as well.
By the way, he's an Air Force veteran.
Air Force, that's what it is. Right. He's Air Force. So this program is a proven tool. It's a great resource for veterans.
So that's it. Oh, let me see. Any more comments? 2 more comments. Yes, thanks. You're welcome, my dear. You are welcome. Let me see. Is my contact? I think I should have an email. Yeah, my email address is in the book too. So when you get the book, take a picture of yourself holding the book, and then I will put you in my private group so you can learn more. Since you're there at the VA, yeah, it's a lot of veterans. Because Crown Point, you get the transverse from Jesse Brown coming to Crown Point, right? And you get the Crown Point going to Jesse Brown. I don't know. I don't have any open workshops. I just do everything in my groups now. I used to be at the CRRC every month. Those were the live workshops. Oh, here's one. Oh, I got an attendee. Hey guys, I'm standing here with Anthony. He's a veteran from what branch?
Army.
We're both Army. Who? And Anthony is a veteran who has been coming to our seminar since January. Mm-hmm. What have you learned so far, Anthony?
I learned a lot about how mortgage, how to get a loan, how to look out for different things like fraud, like sometimes when you're looking for a house or you looking for rent, it's always to make sure your security as well. So it's little things you can look out for to secure yourself as a renter or homeowner. Also learn about buying a house, how you can get a loan from the military that you don't have to pay back.
You don't have to pay it back.
If you use the HUD VASH, the HUD, through the
I miss Anthony. I know he misses. So he has a HUD VASH voucher. And he always said, I want to live in a condo, because I would always talk about the former homeless veteran who was in a U-Haul facility in his wheelchair for 11 months. And his story is also in the book, in the social worker's book, along with his social worker's letter. And Anthony said, I want to live there with the doorman too. So we found him one, and he said, okay, I want one more upscale. And this was in Lincoln Park. I'm like, okay. But one last video, because this story right here is just phenomenal.
So Carlos,
Yes.
tell us, how did you get here?
Well, I was technically homeless back in 2019, and I was searching for an apartment. I just moved here from Cleveland, had bad credit, just came out of a divorce. Bad credit, but I had money on me, and I kept getting turned down everywhere I went. So I went to the VA. I reached out to the VA social worker. She got me in touch with Yvette. Same day, Yvette got me in an apartment. I mean, same day. And then 5 years later, I gave you a call to help me buy this place.
And this is a what?
This is a 3-unit building. I mean, big boy building, 3 big spacious bedrooms.
So you're telling everybody you went from homeless to owning a multi-unit property in 5 years.
Correct.
A homeless Army veteran to now owning a multi-unit property.
Yes.
Living proof.
Living proof, owning my own business as well, owning my own franchise. Mac Tools franchise called me.
So you went from homeless to investor to business owner as an Army veteran in 5 years.
Correct, in 5 years. Moved here in 2019 with my car and the clothes on my back. You know?
Amazing. Amazing. I just love it. I mean, for real though, it feels like, you know how, like a mama bird, and all my former homeless veterans get to fly. I love it. There's one right there. She's shy though.
Yeah, so that's what we do. Thank y'all for being here. Make sure you go to the website and get some books. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm here Monday through Friday at 5:15 Central, so please share. Not Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Across America, too many of our heroes return home only to face another battle, the fight for stable housing. Veterans are overrepresented in the homeless population, often caught in a system that is complex, slow, and full of barriers. At VetMentors, we're changing that narrative. For over 20 years, we've been boots on the ground, not just identifying the problem, but building real solutions. That's why we created the U.S. Military Veterans Educational and Resource Guide book series, a groundbreaking collection designed to educate, equip, and empower. These guidebooks are written not only for veterans, but also for the communities, organizations, and leaders who serve them. From step-by-step housing models to funding strategies, this series gives social workers, case managers, realtors, and first responders the tools they need to act with speed, dignity, and impact. VetMentors believes housing is not charity. It's a mission, a responsibility, and a pathway to restoring honor. Every guidebook in this series is a resource designed to make sure no veteran is left behind, and no community has to say, "We didn't know how to help." This is how we turn challenges into victories. I'm Yvette Jones Swanson, Army veteran, CEO of VetMentors LLC, and I invite you to join us in rewriting the story for America's veterans.